Yep.
There we go.
You saying you're a little buzzed?
I'm a little buzzed.
Cheers.
Cheers. I'm Brian from Metalhead Alliance, and I'm here with Vaalbara at the 11th Frame Live in Madison.
Yeah.
And first question, who or what led up to the forming of the band? And that question's more for Eddie or Josh.
Well, Josh started the band. I actually joined through Craigslist. So
Yeah.
they were already a thing. I put up a Craigslist ad, and the lead guitarist had hit me up. At the time, it was Dalton Williams. And he hit me up. I was like, hey, check out this song. You should write something to it. And I hit him back up like 20 minutes later. I was like, I'm ready. He's like, oh, you're done? And then I went and I tried out. But they had already formed, so.
Okay.
And then, oh yeah, y'all were already a thing. And then I come in. How later? How much later?
Well, I met Crispin.
Yeah,
I met
dude,
Crispin.
you're like
Way
300 feet
later?
down.
Okay. Well,
I actually met Crispin at a party through a mutual friend. We, our friend knew that we both played guitar and said, hey, well, I'm throwing a party. Why don't you guys bring your guitars? And next thing we know, we're just jamming while everybody else is partying. And it wasn't much later that you joined the band.
Yeah, I was going to hit you up, see if you wanted to jam. And you're like, well, I'm actually looking for a guitarist, so why don't you come over and try out?
Yeah, so it was like a week or two. And then Crispin joined the band.
What year was that? Yeah.
Oh,
2 years ago or last?
2? I think it was 2.
About 2 years.
It's like 2015.
So
Sometime in 2015.
I come in the past year after y'all recorded the album, and then I come in, and then through mutual bands, I knew Scotty, and then pretty much brought him in because he was a drummer for We Dwell, and then here we are.
Okay. And this question is for all of you, I guess, one at a time, but what do you do outside of music that contributes to your musicality?
I constantly watch YouTube videos and practice all the fucking time.
What helps me out a lot is actually producing rap music, making beats and stuff like that. It helps me a lot. Helps me out a lot as far as like percussive riffs and stuff goes, because that's where a lot of that stuff comes from. Is like hip hop influence to me, anyway. Anybody else?
I program, and I swear the math helps with music, since music is just a pattern anyway.
Yeah,
It's a math, bro.
Definitely.
It's mathematical.
Mathematical battle.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. I know last year you guys played in Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, and Kentucky. Any more plans to branch out further than that this year?
Definitely. Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
We want to go out west a little bit, maybe hit up Texas, around that area, and come back through. As far as I think that's
We would like to do extended weekend tours next year.
Yeah,
instead of just doing one big tour where we can all take off and just do 2 weeks. What I've been thinking of doing is we'll do like a East Coast tour, extended weekend. You know, leave on a Thursday, play a show Thursday night, come back on a Monday. So like kind of like a 5-day little tour, and then do maybe a 5-day tour out west. You know, start in maybe Mississippi, move over to Texas, maybe make it to California, maybe. Definitely a lot of want to do that. It's just all about the planning.
Yeah,
I think you'll see a lot more focus next year on out-of-state tours.
definitely.
Or out-of-state shows in general, and another large focus on bigger shows locally.
Block anybody.
Yeah, I think we've played out the local scene.
Probably.
At least with this album.
Yeah, with this album especially.
Yeah.
Who are your biggest influences musically?
Oh man,
Either
look, he's already got a
past
list.
or present?
Let me pull out my smartphone and just.
Biggest ones that
Originally, I would say that I didn't even like metal, to be honest. I was more
Fact.
of a punk guy,
Fact.
/ alternative rock. I grew up on stuff like that, classic rock. But when I first got into metal, I would say the bands that influenced me the most were Deftones off the top.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
I just liked how there's still to this day no bands that sounded like them. They were completely unique. And I loved the style of what they were doing. Tool, pretty much the cliche metal bands was what I was into.
I gotta say, Kill Switch Engage for me.
Yeah.
That's the
Definitely.
only reason I can scream the way
Yeah.
I can. Is because the Inner Heartache had this long scream in the beginning, and I tried to match that when I first started, and I couldn't do it. And now, I'm way past that point, but that helped me grow to what I am today.
So, yeah, I started out with heavier influences like Lamb of God, and All That Remains.
Oh, yeah.
I started out there and kind of, figured out hardcore and metalcore and each subgenre. I listen to pretty much anything.
It's too much core, man.
Yeah, too much
Too
core.
much core.
Core to the core.
See, man, I'm more of a. I started out with like Sabbath and
Mhm.
Hatchet and Zeppelin, DC, all that kind of stuff, and eventually, like, I branched out to, like, I heard a Disturbed album once, and I was like, man, that's pretty good. And like Shadows
Yeah.
Fall was another like old school band.
Oh, yeah.
I remember Shadows.
And then, eventually I got into Lamb of God and All That Remains, and bands like Parkway Drive, and
Ooh, Parkway
it
Drive.
just took off from there.
Yeah, Parkway Drive is a big
Parkway was a
influence.
huge influence for me.
we could do this question all day.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Hell, actually, I mean,
Yeah, I
Same
mean,
as the above, or
well, no,
anything
Stevie
else?
Ray Vaughan, a lot of blues.
that's what I was about to say.
Yeah, I get questions about my lead sometimes, and I'm like, well, it's really just like Kirk Hammett and Stevie Ray Vaughan mixed together. And,
Foot and had a baby.
yeah, a weird retarded baby. And that's,
Yeah, the blues influence and early rock influence. Yeah, definally.
Lincoln Park, man. I was
that's that
typical,
blues
man.
influence.
Yeah, that
right
blues
there.
influence, Linkin
just-
Park blues.
Oh no, I'm just saying. If we're talking genre transfer, I went from nothing but straight like rap to Linkin Park. That was like
Oh, so that was a crossover.
that
point?
was a crossover point. And then I remember the Jay-Z and Linkin Park
Yeah.
album, and then System of a Down came, and it just went downhill
Yeah.
from there.
System of a Down.
Pretty much a wide range.
Right.
A very wide range. We've all come from different backgrounds. I remember the first time Crispin put a solo to one of our songs. It was Scarlet.
Yep.
And we all loved it. And he was like, really? Because it's kind of like,
It was
you
an
know,
80s style solo.
The
And we were
band
like, no, it
master.
totally fits. And I actually think that the diverse background really helps our music be unique.
Right. Oh, and I got to give a shout out to the gent genre, because
Gent.
the newly found gent genre helped out a lot in
On this newer album.
learning polyrhythms and stuff like that. So
Okay, next question. With all you guys working, and Joshua, with you doing your To The Stage productions, I know that's got to keep you guys really thin, but how much rehearsal time do you guys get a week?
Once a week is what we're
At
down
least.
probably
to.
about 3 to 4 hours, just spending time on practice or material.
Right now we're having a
Lately,
downtime.
yeah, lately more
So we're
writing.
working on new songs.
Also, a side question on that. I mean, is it a collaborative, all five of you, in the writing process, or is it more one person that writes and?
On the first album, it was a lot of stuff I had already written, and with new members, they just collaborated and kind of threw in their own
Yeah.
flavor to those songs. On this new album, it's kind of the same thing. Like each member brings in a new song. Everybody here can write,
Right.
and they'll bring in a song. It won't be complete, and the rest of the band just kind of feels it out
Yeah.
and completes it as a whole. So what a member may initially bring to the table will kind of evolve through everybody's different styles and tastes.
Let's go that it's not just one person's
Right.
direction, and
Definitely not.
everybody gets
Like
input in it.
this latest song that
Yeah.
we're working on.
Yeah, the
like,
latest
it
break
was,
the trend.
It was that one too, but this Christmas got a song over
Christmas
here.
song. Yeah.
That's kind of like come from like a thrashy, metal, and then I can put a little bit of progressive style onto it and completely change it. So it really just depends on how everybody kind of feels it out,
Yeah, the new song "Break the Trend." I think I come into it or brought it to y'all with like 30 seconds
Yeah.
of clips, and we took parts from songs Josh had and me and Crispin, we sit there and kind of felt it out and pretty much wrote it on the fly within like 30
I would say
minutes.
I would say
minutes or
three
so.
practices and it was done.
It was playable.
30 minutes and the song was constructed, and then there've been like what 2 revisions since we started writing it, so it's a process.
Yeah.
Songs continually are revised to make them evolve to make them better.
If you guys had to pick a favorite or most personal song from the With This Destruction CD, which one would it be and why?
Oh wow!
Tonight for me.
I would say Tonight for me as well. It's definitely hands on. It just has such a good vibe. You feel good.
Yeah, I've never thought about that. I've never thought about
I'd have to
what's my
say
favorite.
Anubis, man, because it's
Anubis.
just brutal as
Yeah.
fuck, man. That's like the most brutal song, and that's like
On the album, it is.
when I started learning the album, I was listening to it in my car and on headphones when I was working every day for a couple days, weeks. And Anubis really always stuck out to me because it's heavy, man.
Yeah,
It got me excited.
You just blew Josh's mind.
Yeah.
He's just like,
Oh no! I was just thinking. I have several favorites, but
Yeah.
for different reasons.
Pick
like,
one. Pick one.
Well, with Dirt Path,
Yeah, they're
mainly
massive,
because it's
man.
written about me getting married,
yeah.
Right.
and so every time we play that, I think, hey, this is kind of cool. It's a song about the fact. I mean, Eddie wrote it.
the night
Literally,
before we recorded it.
Yeah,
You wrote it the night before you came to my wedding, and then you changed all the lyrics to match, to be about me
I
getting
went to
married.
your wedding and then I wrote it that night because we recorded it the next day.
And so that song means a lot to me, but they all mean a lot for their own reasons, really.
I know. It's Tonight to me, out of the whole album, has the most emotion. As far as the chord progressions and everything go, the lead work and everything, it has the most.
Soul, man.
Yeah, soul. There you go.
That's
That's
the
it has the
vibe.
most soul out of the whole any song out of the album. So that to me, that's why it's my favorite.
With you guys playing in different states and playing quite a few different venues in Alabama, what venue has been your favorite out of
Everything.
everything?
It'd be a
Oh,
toss
wow.
up for me between right here at 11th Frame and Zydeco.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
I'd say the same.
I would say the comic book shop in Decatur that doesn't do.
Yeah, I mean we
the
had.
comic book shop. Was,
Yeah.
I
was
love
insane.
the crowd.
The scene, scene at the comic book shop. Was
Yeah,
amazing.
I would say environment wise, just like fan participation and have fun. Comic book shop, hands down, may only be able to pack 100 people in there, but it's everybody's having a blast.
And it's intimate too.
Yeah, it's very intimate.
You know,
Right
the
down
crowd is
there.
right
Yeah,
there.
you have no
today.
choice but to be next to the band, and that is a good feeling because
Oh, yeah.
everybody's there.
Oh yeah.
Then you
That
got
has
you
a lot
got
to
here,
do.
11 Frame, amazing
Yeah.
place,
Right.
great production value, beautiful place.
Yeah.
And Zydeco, I mean that's
Yeah,
that's where all the
Zydeco,
big bands that we
definitely,
played with are at, and that's you got to give that just an honorable mention because of that.
Right.
I did enjoy the end in Florence as well before it shut down.
That was pretty cool.
That was a really cool place that had a lot of potential, but
I mean, I got to give a shout out to the French Quarter too.
the French
French
Quarter.
Quarter. I mean, the Halloween show we played there one time, and it was hands down with our old lineup. Hands down the best show.
Yeah.
Do you have any that really stand out as ones that you really want to play at that you haven't?
Definitely
Um,
Zydeco.
well,
they
yeah.
have it.
Right.
The Masquerade and
yeah, the
Atlanta is
Masquerade.
something I would
Yeah.
really like.
Masquerade.
Yeah,
Did we get our contact for that whenever
We
were
did.
playing?
Yeah.
We still got to follow up with that. Any
Yeah.
place in New Orleans, any
Yeah.
place in Nashville.
I'd love to play the Hard Rock anywhere.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
or the House of Blues.
Yeah, the House of Blues anywhere.
Yeah, that'd be tight.
Okay, we're getting down to the end, but do you guys think new technology is helping or hurting the music industry?
It's a 50-50.
It's both.
It's a 50-50.
I think it helps the music industry as far as people getting their music out. Because we're
Branching
talking
out.
about technology. I mean, DAWs and recording software is more easily accessible to people now. So a lot more people can get their music into people's ears.
Social media helps out a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
But
But
then-
it also brings people that have no business doing music. As mean as that sounds, that also brings
them
that
the
out. It gives them the
opportunity to do it.
opportunity, So
And I think it takes away the fact that they need to actually improve upon themselves.
exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
They're
Take the
not
time
ready
to
yet.
improve.
They're not ready yet.
You know,
Exactly.
I think, man, like with all the technology, like, you know, yeah, it's good and everything, but dude, there's so many bands out there right now that they have a great stage show, great stage presence, but there's no soul or feeling to their music. It's all
Too robotic.
yeah, too
it's-
robotic.
it's-
You want to
Really.
say backing tracks? Or you wanna-
Back-
Well, I mean,
Backing
backing
tracks.
tracks are a good thing, but
Yeah, see, I
it's
can-
when they're
literally-
applied
yeah,
correctly.
when they're applied correctly. But when your whole show is based around
is relying on it.
is relying on it, yeah, that's a
that's
better
an
word.
abuse of the technology. That's
Exactly.
taking the
Yeah.
music out of the music.
Really,
Exactly.
Right,
and I
right.
mean that may
There's a lot of feeling, man.
that may sound
Which we don't
new
use any
music,
backing
but-
tracks currently, but we're planning on doing like synthy type stuff,
accents.
sample type stuff in the
Giving
future.
it more depth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Just filling out that live
Yeah.
sound.
Okay.
Stereo
Last
space.
question, and this is to each one of you. When did you start music as a whole? I mean, how long have you been playing, singing, drumming? Has it been a recent thing, or has it been a long?
I would say I got into music as far as singing or playing an instrument. I was like 13 or 14. My sister used to sing around the house all the time, and it was mainly like 90s radio rock. But I always enjoyed listening to her sing, so I started singing and like in the shower and stuff like that. And I started with singing. When I was about 15, I realized that girls dug guitarists. So I picked up a guitar. I got my first guitar, which was an acoustic guitar, and it was a piece of crap. I paid like $20 for it. It had a little Anarchy A on
That's
the headstock on it.
That's
And
legit right
Total
there.
Slipknot.
Yeah.
and I started playing guitar, and I had a girlfriend at the time, and I used to play like little stupid stuff like well, not really stupid, but like Goo Goo Dolls, and I would sing to her while playing guitar. And I realized that when I would go out and do that in front of friends, they had good responses. And now I couldn't see myself living life without
Yeah.
making music, whether it be singing, playing guitar, or just anything in general that deals with music. I love doing it. That's why I started a sound company, because I love music. It's the biggest passion I've ever felt. Being on stage in front of tons of people,
It's definitely
it's a high that you cannot feel from any other drug
Yeah.
on this planet. It's different, and I'll never stop doing it.
I got into playing guitar when I was probably around 15, and I played for a couple years and then stopped for like 3 or 4 years, and then I joined the first band that I was in, which was Fat Kevin, and we played around
FKLT.
Yeah, FKLT. We played around Huntsville for a while, and I didn't even know I could sing until I had joined that band. I sang along with the radio and stuff like that. Never knew it was any good until I joined a band and actually started recording and stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, I'm the same way though. I couldn't see my life without music or some kind of music anyway.
Yeah, I started when I was 15 too. Started playing guitar. Like Josh, I had noticed that girls like guitarists, but there's a trick to it. You still have to have a personality. And at that time, too shy. So I said, screw it, I'll just keep playing this guitar. So I locked myself in my room for like 2 years and came out a lead guitarist.
Yeah.
I've been playing for about 20 years now. Yeah,
Not to date you or anything.
no, totally to date me. But yeah, love doing it.
Scotty.
The man of multiple talents.
I guess I started getting really serious about music when I was 15 as well. Built a recording studio out of an old tool shed that Dad had in his backyard. Made it into 2 stories, had a drumming room and a tracking room, all kinds of stuff, man. Went legit with it, but never really got any good, I guess, until got about 17 or 18, and I started really getting serious. But after that, man, I tried to like branch out and pick up guitar and bass, and I always sang when I was a kid. So like I tried doing that as well. I got, I guess, decent at all of it, all around, and then went to the recording side, the production and sound engineer, and that's kept me going.
Had to track everything you sell.
Yeah, exactly.
A million sounds. So
That's
Guitar,
what's,
drums, bass.
one man band.
that's what
Main band.
kept me going. It's like when I don't have rehearsals or practice or a show, it's like I'm sitting at home writing, or just like, man, I really want to learn this song, so like fucking pick up some Guitar Pro tabs or something and pick it all out, and eventually I'll record it all, and I'd lose my mind if it wasn't for that, because I could be in 5 bands and make enough time for it, but like I don't, to be able to really devote yourself to one band is where it's at, and you can do your side project shit on the fly, when you have free time. Other than that, I'd go crazy.
That's what I like. That's what I think is so good about this band is at least 4 out of the 5 members have recording setups or studios at their house.
Yeah, man, you gotta.
So it's a lot easier to bring new music to the table or any kind of changes, anything like that.
Well, for me, I started probably when I was like 13 or 14, kind of like Josh. I actually started with rap music at first, just writing raps out, and I was bad. I was a really bad rap artist. I was really bad at it. But I remember I learned how to play guitar because one of our friends was in a band, and I was really bad at that too. And we started this little crappy rock band called Social Hazard, and never did anything but like, I don't even think we finished the song. But then I started getting into metal music, and I was still doing rap music and metal at the side. And I learned how to scream, listening to like Killswitch Engage and stuff like that. And then I was in another band called Enigmatic Surrender, and we were doing shows and stuff, and I was just playing guitar, just rhythm guitar, just simple stuff. And we couldn't find a vocalist after we lost ours, and one of the members heard me screaming one day, because I was really self-conscious, never really told anybody I could scream. And he was like, dude, you should try it for the band, like you should be the vocalist. Anybody can play rhythm, you should be a vocalist. And so I tried out, and ever since then, I was probably about 16, ever since then I've been doing screaming vocals for every band I've ever been in. Gave up guitar. And rap.
Thank God you gave up.
No, I was about to say the same thing. He's played it a few times at practice, and it's pretty fun.
It's brutal, but not.
I haven't played those.
You can tell that he's picked one up before, but it was like a lifetime ago.
That's alright. I'm the same with like if I would try to scream.
Yeah. When we go off into that realm.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the questions I've got for you guys. We're it's more for the Metalhead Alliance audience. We're looking forward to, and if you haven't caught a show with Vaalbara, they've got 4 shows coming up from September 15th to November 10th. First show is with Artifice, The Zealots, and By All Means at 11th Frame.
It's gonna be nice.
It's going to be a great show.
So if you haven't seen them, stop on out for that. Or October 2nd with Crowbar, Wrong Brothers, Pledge Submission, and that's at Sidetracks. Next show is November 4th.
Birthday party.
Atlas, Annihilism, Ashavidum, and BAM.
Those are Nihilism guys, man. Check those guys
Yeah,
out.
Pretty good.
They are good.
And their last show, November 10th, Almost King, Start Before Dawn,
Yes.
and more to be announced.
Yes.
It's gonna be a fun time.
Thank you,
Also,
Thank
I'd like to throw in, all our music is available on Bandcamp,
No, it's available on every.
iTunes, Spotify, Pandora,
Pandora,
anything you can Google us and find us.
Yeah.
I promise.
definitely.
BAALBARA.
Thank you, guys.
And more to come.
Look forward to it. And thank you, guys.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Yep.